If we can't have it that way, then it's not going to happen.
You're going to walk out.
I'm not going to walk out, but it's not going to happen. The interview is not going to happen.
This is the most extraordinary thing I ever heard.
Because I'm an extraordinary person.
No, you're not an extraordinary person. You're a difficult person.
I'm not. You're difficult.
I mean, this is the last.
We
It's all right. Go
had
and sit
an
down.
agreement.
Go ahead and sit down. But we're not going to do this again.
Well, when Senator Ted Cruz began this tale about a Christian genocide, and Gregory Abbott, the governor of Texas, followed along with Congressman Moore, I felt it was my patriotic duty to reach out to the Republican Party and officials who have a desire to know the truth. And so I was able to get Mayor Mike Arnold, a Republican elected mayor from the state of Texas, who is personally friends with Senator Ted Cruz and Gregory Abbott, and also an associate with President Trump. And I invited him over to Nigeria for fact-finding. Not just him, I invited also a filmmaker. I wanted them to see for themselves, because Senator Ted Cruz, a lot of people in Nigeria think he doesn't mean well, but I think he means well. But the thing is, he doesn't have the right information. He's never been to Nigeria, and Congressman Moore hasn't been to Nigeria. So I invited these two gentlemen here, and before they came, they briefed Senator Ted Cruz and Congressman Chip Roy, and they're here. Now, they've met with the leaders of the Christian Association of Nigeria. They've just met with the chairman. They've also met with the leaders of the JNI, that's the Jamaatul Nasrul Islam. For those who don't speak Arabic, that's just the Society for the Support of Islam. So they've met with them. They've been to IDP camps. They've seen the situation there. This whole idea of a Christian genocide in Nigeria is ludicrous. Yes, there are killings of Christians in Nigeria, and anybody who denies that will be, frankly, a dishonest person. But then, there are also killings going on in the Muslim arena. I mean, I hate to say this, but only recently we had killings at a mosque in Katsina. We had killings at another mosque in Zamfara. And if you have these terrorists go to a state like Benue and they hit people there, obviously, most of the victims will be Christians. Why? Because Benue is a Christian-dominated state. If they hit in Zamfara, most of the victims will be Muslims. So there's no Christian genocide, and to prove it, I've invited this gentleman for fact-finding.
Right. Well, table shaker Reno Omokri continued to be shaped by Mike Arnold. The drama continues. This man is now revealing that Reno Omokri claimed that he paid $3,000 to Arisetv to be featured in that his fact-finding mission that ended up revealing, exposing his lies, hypocrisy, and scam. This is what Mike Arnold wrote. He said, "This was just one more bizarre thing. We had been traveling for 30 hours, taking straight from the airport directly to the scripted propaganda photo ops with Khan imposter, then the three imams, and then hustled downstairs to the studio and straight on the air for this live. No bathroom break, no drink of water, no moment to catch a breath. I had to beg for just a moment to put on a clean shirt. He actually wanted me wearing my crumpled, grubby travel clothes. Bad enough, my hair was messed up from sleeping on the airplane, and my teeth felt like they were slimy. I'm sure we didn't smell good either. Reno paid for this spot on TV. I was told $3,000. Reno told Jeff Gibbs, the other guy that this Mike Arnold came with, and Reno Omokri, who he said is a producer, always produced videos for him. He said, watch it. You see that it was a setup. He was trying to trap me and get me on the record, agreeing with him. Now here's what's going on in this video. The TV studio set has room for 2 guests, the video you just watched. A third must go to an adjacent room. The host and all the staff assume that they would do what they always have done, and the actual guests will sit with the host while the handler will go in the next room. The host and all the staff will go in the next room. Reno demanded that he sit on the main set in the top guest chair. That was where you hear the man from Arisetv saying, "You are the most difficult person." He said he's an incredible person, a liar, calling himself an incredible person. What is good about? There's nothing exciting or incredible about Reno Omokri. He's a liar. Reno demanded that he sit on the men's set in the top guest chair. The host was adamant against that. It went on much longer than this and got quite heated. I only thought to record it at the last moment. You can hear the music starting to play. We were about to go live. Reno was prepared to ditch and leave the host hanging, who without option consented at the last moment, extremely upset. That's what you call sleazy. Reno Omokri is a blatant liar. Now, Arisetv came up to debunk the news. He said, at Arise News Channel, we do not charge or receive payment for editorial content. Reno Omokri has never paid and we have never charged for his appearances. And indeed, we do not charge for appearances on editorial shows. Reno was not charged, but he went full basic, started lying, table shaker. His table now, both the 4 legs of his table is off. Reno is already on the ground. He is struggling to stand. Table shaker had been shaken out of proportion. So this man has just been, exposed. If I were him, I would just go and hide my head in shame. All he's doing now is that we're promoting buy Nigeria, buy Asoke. But this one, Reno Omokri, is living a fake life. If there is no other way to understand what fake life is all about, the best place to see fake life is in Reno Omokri. And a liar, just like Mike Arnold says, whenever his mouth is moving, he is lying. This guy, the man who was the Arisetv anchor, his name is Charles. He responded, he said, I am most certainly not aware of any money being paid for a spot on prime time on Arisetv. He said, but I certainly had what I would describe as a very robust encounter with Reno at the head of the interview taking place. Just like Mike Arnold noted that they were arguing, Reno was dragging for this chief seat where he will sit and be lying. Where he will sit and be, lying as he has a hobby in lying. He lies as a hobby. Reno lies as a hobby. So it's terrible. Nigerians started reacting to it. Said, thank you, Mr. Mike, for this great expose. Nigerians want more. Reno and his sponsors are shameless. They do not want the growth of our nation. Those disagreeing or arguing with you in the comments are on the payroll of APC. They are colleagues of Reno. Keep up the good work, Mike. You all to tell us what really caused the quarrel between you too soon. You used to be such good friends. All this ranting doesn't hold any weight. Reno has been disgraced. This other guy said, the receipts continue to accumulate, and with each one, the myth of Reno collapses under its own odor. Here stands a man whose vanity has outpaced his virtue, a self-proclaimed extraordinary mind exuding the unmistakable fragrance of delusion. His every frank utterance is pungent. He's a shameless man. Reno is a shameless man. Pungent reminder that eloquence without essence is just perfume on decay. No matter how his postures, the scent of arrogance seeps through an aroma too stubborn for truth, too strong for reason, and too familiar to those who've seen hubris dressed as intellect. This guy, maybe he's a poet. I'm struggling to even read his comment. What a thing. Then Mike Arnold continued. He said, here is one you truth seekers in Nigeria can help with. Omokri kept telling me and Mr. Gibbs that he was paying for our trip with his own money. He said this repeatedly. Tuesday morning when we went for breakfast at Hilton, we were required to name the person who paid for our accommodation. I assume this policy is simply to thwart scammers. So I said, Omokri, nope. I named his assistant, nope. I messaged his assistant, and the name of the benefactor was Issa Atahiru. Issa Atahiru was the one APC used to sponsor Reno Omokri's disastrous fact-finding mission. Fact-finding mission that blew his cover. If he had known, if Reno had preempted this, he wouldn't come for fact-finding mission. He would have been in his location, his hood, and be spewing out a whole lot of rubbish. Without this exposure of Reno Omokri, This Free Nnamdi Kanu protest day, he would have tagged it P2B, P2B's move. P2B sponsored it. Everything that is going wrong in this country, Reno Omokri, is accusing P2B of being responsible as an opposition. So this guy just brought Reno to his knees. I don't know, as a table shaker that he is now on his knees, he's rising might need the intervention of God. Naturally, Reno Omokri is gone. Otilo. Now he said the person who sponsored everything, the trip, the whatever thing they did in their questionable fact-finding mission, was a man, Esa Atahiru. And there he posted the picture of the man. Reno Omokri told his colleague Jeff Gibbs that he paid $3,000 for the appearance. He said it. So the Arisetv Mr. Charles was the one who engaged Reno Omokri, who later came up to debunk and said Reno did not pay him any amount. But how can we agree to that? Who will believe that? And the funny thing is that for the first time, it's like more than 2 days or 3 days now, Reno is yet to respond to the allegation. For the first time in this scammer's life, that Reno doesn't take up to 2 hours to respond to you. He called himself a man with information, a man with wealth of information, a man that does research, a man that does this. Now he has been taken unawares. Reno is now a toothless bulldog. He can't back again. If this implosion didn't come to Reno from a close friend, Reno would have engaged every platform that he deems fit to prove himself right. Reno cannot even say anything again because this is an American. Americans are not African, they are not Nigerians. The moment Reno responds to this man took his time to pile up evidence against Reno Omokri, and that's why Reno Omokri is very careful of not to debunk anything. They said silence is admission. As he's keeping silent, he's admitting to the accusation. So he knew that once he comes out to say rubbish, this Mike Arnold will finish him because they've been friends. They know each other for a long time, and he has taken his time to gather a lot of evidence against Reno Omokri. That's why the guy is very much afraid now. He's shaking like a jellyfish wherever he is. If he likes, he can go and resurrect Buhari and shake hands with me and say, you're a nice president. All the things I said against you, they are all wrong. We don't care. The other time, if you are following him on his platform, you laugh. Now shaking hands with Dangote, buy Dangote, do this. My interview with Dangote, you have the air don't already blow. We don't see Reverend Father, a clothes. So nothing again. Reno is finished for life.